Well, I mean, for us, it's not like we got dropped off and then a few feet away. We had to, before we really got to the point. There was so many cars. They only let the car drive so far, I guess. No, this was an experience. So this was, we got they called it the taxi force migration. So they brought us, yeah. I don't know if that's fair to say, if you drive us all the way up to, it might be that much. Yeah, because it was a certain thing, we went to the desk at the resort that handled excursions. So she told us that even though they don't get money, they just coordinate and contact the driver, contact the security. I think that's what it's called. So I'm thinking maybe that was I did not they were excellent. And when I thought we would say near the end of Stevie Wonder's song, but they were so good. I'm gonna have to try to see if I can find music that they recorded. The last week of the party, that's how you shop at the party. They just been told nothing more than like 2 days. Oh, it's on. So last week it was people believe that. Didn't they just believe this? Or were they it's like right, yeah, right. They did what they did to skirt the book. It doesn't pay to believe that people that talk about it, that's what it is. I like to see for the time out. But it just be a fact of the way. Yeah, there's no atmosphere. But that's it's absorbing all of that. It's absorbing all of that. I'm biting the taste off. Streaming, yeah. They rotate out.
I'm calling the Senate meeting to order at
And
6:15
it's very
p.m.
controlled.
This is a Senate meeting. We have a special guest, that Jake President. This is a Senate meeting. After he's done with his address, you guys are free to leave. May I go ahead and get a roll call?
Vice President Lovejoy.
Here.
Senator Anthony. Senator Wade.
Here.
Senator Mohammed. Senator McQuarrie.
Here.
Senator Bond. Here. Senator Yamini.
Here.
Senator Flint.
Here.
Senator Mason. Senator Jones. Here. Senator Robinson.
Here.
Senator Hannah. Here. Senator Pryor. Here. Senator Citizen. Here. Senator Horton.
So now we're going to call Chase Patterson. Chase Patterson to give and deliver the state student body address at this time. Good evening.
Vice President Lovejoy, Senate President Way, members of Dr. Brett's cabinet, and officers of the Student Government Association. For 3 years, I've stood in the shadows watching and listening to President Ucott, President Ugo, and President Prescott. But not only have I listened to them, but I've also listened to many individual students. And for the most part, something doesn't seem to be adding up with what I've seen SGA accomplish versus how students have felt about the organization in the past 3 years. Right, within the previous administrations, I've seen successes such as the GPA requirement to keep your academic scholarship being lowered from 3.3 to a 3.1. I've seen the cafeteria hours be extended from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And I've also seen us receive agreement from administration to completely redesign UC 219 and the commuter student lounge, which is currently happening right now. But of course, because of successes like these, that certain SGA members are fully aware of, such as myself, we as SGA can end up losing touch with what the student body truly feels, right? I've witnessed officers, including myself, fall victim to the expectation that students should just know what's happening around campus because we sent them the email and we posted it on Instagram. But obviously, that's not enough, right? For 3 years, I've heard and I've seen many claims about the arrogant, self-absorbed leaders who use their popularity to coerce their way into this elitist Greek pipeline of an organization, right? And how we are just the puppets for the money-hungry big bag administrators, right? And as much as I love to simply just tell the students, hey, pal, that's not true, right? I run into 2 barriers. First, it's far too many people who have made different claims since I've been here to just debunk it myself. But secondly, what do my words mean to them if they don't see something going against their claim, right? Misinformation will always pop up, and it's in our nature to say what we think we know. But fact checking must be a skill that we as a student body must obtain. And at the same time, how can we expect students to fact check each other if the information is not widely publicized? So administrators, I do want to say you do an excellent job working to improve the lives of our students currently, right? Even if it means doing work within multiple departments and working many hours after you've even clocked out. But this is hindered because of poor communication through the process of improvement, which only makes the growing pains ache worse. This is why our number 1 priority during this semester should be to maximize our transparency and, most importantly, our communication. This is why SGA will be implementing a campus-wide text system this semester. We'll be utilizing the TVs around campus for promotion. We're currently remodeling the SGA website, and we will also be holding public executive board meetings once a month. This is also why we requested that the university publicly presents their budget. So I'm currently figuring out the best way to be a conduit of information between the administration and those that elected me, right? But as I fulfill this duty, we must come to terms with the fact that everything that I say will not make you feel comfortable, but it will be the truth and it will reflect the reality that we are in currently. Right, so the last credible research company that I saw, which was the Princeton Review, they ranked our institution as the #1 unhappy student body amongst the nation, or in the nation. This was conducted 2 years ago, which was before I was enrolled, but I do not doubt that if it were conducted in spring of 2024, we'd still be in the top 3. Now, I'd like you all to know that I recognize that there is a mental health crisis amongst our students. SGA as an organization knows that there is a mental health crisis amongst our peers. And admin, I know that you know that we're in a mental health crisis because I've noticed your efforts to combat this through the amount of mental health counselors that you guys have hired over the past few years and the awareness campaign that you guys have conducted, such as the Are You OK campaign. But for the second time, that is not enough. All right. Administration, your thought process must shift from school is supposed to be hard to how are we increasing the students' mental stress and what can we do to relieve it? All right, you must consider, is the reason that students are unhappy because they wait until 1 p.m. for a shuttle that was supposed to show up at 12:30? Or is it because they sent 4 unanswered emails over a span of 3 months? Or is it because they're told to change dorms with only a couple of days of notice, speaking on last year? Or is it because fee increases aren't promoted to the students until after they've been chosen or paid for something way less than 90 days in advance? Or is it because when they call one office, that office sends them to another office, and that office sends them back to the office they just came from, right? How on earth is one supposed to be happy or want to get back into an entity that is making it harder to improve their life? So I urge that all of you make the necessary adjustments in your office to identify and relieve student burdens that you all can't control this semester. Because it disappoints me, as it should disappoint you, to hear story after story of students being affected due to something like lack of communication. Right, and as long as I am the SGA president, I will not take this focus off this critical issue. And I do urge all 98 of our officers to do whatever you can to amplify the voices of your peers so that the priority of transparency and communication will be at the forefront of every administrator's agenda. So here is the bottom line. The overall state of the student body is somewhat concerning. And how can we argue that when students have shared their opinions and those opinions have not reflected that they are happy where they're at? Although I am noticing a positive trend, we cannot afford to wait any longer to step on the path that I am jumping and pointing at. A new century is upon us, and we must seize the opportunity to strengthen our student body and their love for this institution. Thank you.
All right, at this time, I can choose to start the student body address. You guys are free to go.